I'm Miss Walker, and in this video, I am going over week 2, Monday, and it is about the missing factor. We also know that it is called finding the unknown, but in this video, we're calling it the missing factor. So I did give you the definition of a factor. A factor is the number or numbers that you are multiplying. So in this problem, we have 7 and 3. Being our factors. If you notice, I have the green number in a different color, and it is called a product. And a product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So I'm going to show you some different strategies to solve the first couple of problems, and then I'm going to go through and just go ahead and solve them, and you can double check and make sure you have the right answer, because there are a lot of problems to work through. So here we go. The first one is 11 multiplied by something gives you 121. So that's a high problem to do an array or equal groups or even skip counting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do problems that I already know. And I'm just going to add 11 after those problems. So we learned in my classroom that 11 multiplied by any single digit number is that number twice. So 11, the highest one I know is 11 times 9 equals 99. So that's what I know. Now, in order to figure out 11 times 10, I've got to add 99 plus 11. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. 99 plus 11. 9 plus 1 is 10. Put my 0 in my 1's place and my plus 110 above my 10's place. 9 tens plus 1 10 is 10 tens. Plus 1 more 10 gives you 11 tens. So that one gave me 110. That is not enough. I'm trying to get to 121. So on my next one, I've got to do 11 multiplied by 11. So I've got to keep that 110, and I'm going to add 11. So 110 plus 11. Make sure that you lined your numbers up correctly. You got to make sure that your 1 in 11 is in the 1's place, and your 1 in 11 is in the 10's place. 0 plus 1 gives you 1. 110 plus 110 gives you 2 tens. And 100 plus nothing gives you 100. That gave us 121, and that is what we were looking for. So that missing factor is 11. So on letter A, the answer that goes in the blank is 11. Now we're looking at letter B. And I know that you can't see what I'm writing over here on this paper, but I will show it to you at the end. And I'll also put this paper on my website for you guys to look at to see if you got the right answers. So on letter B, we have something. 7 multiplied by something equals 21. Well, I've already done that problem for you. 7 multiplied by 3 is 21. But let's double check. On this problem, we're going to do skip counting. So I know 7 plus 7 is 14 because that's a double. Now I've got to do 14 plus 7 and see what it gives me. So 14 plus 7, I've got to make sure that my 7 is in the 1's place. 7 plus 4, if you do touch math, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Your 1 goes in your 1's place, and your other plus 1 goes above your 10's place because it is 110. So 110 plus 110 gives you 2 tens, which is 21. To figure out what goes in that blank, you would count your numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3 numbers. So 3 goes in your blank as your missing factor. That was the answer to letter B. Moving on to letter C. C says something multiplied by 9 equals 54. In my classroom, we have learned the 9 strategy. So in order to do the 9 strategy, you have to start with 0 and count all the way up to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Then on the other side, you have to make sure your numbers line up, but you're going to start with 9, and you're going to count down all the way to 0. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So now, let me scoot that a little bit so you don't see that glare. So now I'm going to put my multiplication facts out to the side because I need to know what goes with what. So this first one is 9 multiplied by 1 equals 9. 9 multiplied by 2 equals 18. 9 multiplied by 3 equals 27. Do you see why it was important to line up my numbers? 9 multiplied by 4 equals 36. 9 multiplied by 5 equals 45. 9 multiplied by 6 equals 54. 9 multiplied by 7 equals 63. 9 multiplied by 8 equals 72. 9 multiplied by 9 equals 81. And 9 multiplied by 10 equals 90. So we want to know 9 times what equals 54. So if I go down this list, here's 54. And 9 multiplied by 6 equals 54. So in my blank is going to be the number 6. And that was the answer to letter C. Now, on letter D, this one is a little bit tricky because it is going to be multiplying by 8. And 8s are a little bit tricky for some students. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do an array. And I teach my students to do arrays on grid paper, but I don't currently have any grid paper here at my house. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw it for you on my board. But if I were you, I would do it on the grid paper so that each X that you draw has its own space and you don't get them mixed up. And they'll be in a straight line. So we are going to do rows of 8 until we get to 56. It is very important that when you do this problem, you keep all of your things, all of your X's in a straight line. The grid paper will really help. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that I know I have 8, I've just got to make sure everything is in line under that, and I'll keep counting until I get to 56. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. And now that I'm at 56, the way I get my answer is that I count my rows. So I've got, use a different color. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So I know in my blank, my missing factor is 7 because 8 multiplied by 7 gives me 56. All right, on this next one, we have 12 multiplied by something is 72. This is letter E. Woo. 12s, if you don't know how to skip count by 12s, then you could do an array like we just did. That'll take some time. You can do equal groups. That'll also take time. You can do repeated addition. That will also take time. So it's very important that you just learn your multiplication. Or you could do like a guess and check and plug different numbers in. But I suggest just going ahead and doing a strategy that you are comfortable with. So on this one, I am going to do equal groups. It takes a little bit of time, but if you struggle with strategies, this is probably one of the easier ones that you can do besides an array. So I'm going to draw 12 circles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you've got to make sure that they're big enough that you can put dots in them. So I'm going to put one dot in each circle until I get to the number 72. Now, this does take a while, and you've got to pay attention to what you're doing. Because if you're watching TV and you're trying to do this, you'll get distracted and you won't do it correctly. I always tell my kids to keep going in the same pattern that they started with. Don't go backwards. Just keep going the same way you started with. Just start over. So, we're going to put one in each until we get to 72. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So, I got to 72. And when I look at this, I have 2 rows of 3 in every single one of my circles. So I'm going to count and see how many's in each circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all look the same. So they all do have 6. So on E, your missing factor is the number 6. On letter F, it says blank multiplied by 8 equals 24.